going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Scott Schertzen, alongside Mr. Ryan O'Regan, and down below, a person who is just about to have a question who unfortunately just got cut off because of the intro. I apologize for that big time. Mr. Troma legend himself, creator of Toxic Avenger, creator of such unknown names as Mr. James Gunn, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Cannibal the Musical, which I've got right over here, and a bunch of other stuff as well. We have Mr. Lloyd Kaufman, Uncle Lloydie, God amongst horror films, really nice dude, and really that's basically the best way we're going to start this. How you doing, sir?
Classic. I gotta say, his musical intro was a lot better than ours.
Absolutely, yes. Although you can make the argument that his music blows.
Like, you guys made me nervous. I play that piece beautifully, and Scott, he's one of those. It makes me nervous. He's such a powerful person,
dude. You know what? I'll gotta say this, and thank you, by the way. But I'm damn good when it comes to musical instruments. I am really good with a woodblock. I've got great timing with the woodblock.
So this is a woodwind here. And if I'm not mistaken, the guy next to you, that guy. What's his name?
Ryan? It's Ryan.
Yeah, of course. We know each other, I think. Did we meet Ryan?
We've met a couple of times throughout the convention circuit. Our mutual friend, Renee Proxy. Would have introduced us to her.
That's right.
And Genevieve Rossi too, and Debbie Rochon and a bunch of them too. So
Ryan was on.
That's the thing. I was like, I'm looking over the IMDb for Shakespeare Shitstorm that we're going to be talking about earlier, and I'm like, oh great, Renee's in it. And then I'm looking through, and it's like, Genevieve is in it. Yep. Dolby's in it. Tommy Pistol's in it. Nadia White's in it. I'm like, am I in this movie? I'm not even sure if I'm in this movie. I'm going to look through it. You got such a star-studded cast. Yeah. Outstanding work.
There's got to be 2,000 people, plus several trained whales. And by the way, the hashtag is part of the hashtag Shakespeare's blank.
Okay.
I had that in my title.
Eduardo, can we adjust that at the bottom there?
Yeah. I shouldn't use that title. My wife told me not to do it. But Gabe Friedman, with whom I made a big flop called Poultry Guys, he said, no, you got to use that. Shakespeare's Shitstorm. That's going to be a great title. So I used it. And no film festival would take the movie. My wife is pissed off.
I figure why,
I should have. And my 5-year-old, grand monster, she had a little Disney umbrella. And then she held it over her head and she said, I'm going to have a brainstorm. Right? Pretty clever for a 5-year-old. That's nice. What I should have called I should have called the movie Shakespeare's Brainstorm. It's a much better title. It's all about what Prospero's, his brainstorm.
Basically,
an old man in his declining years, whose only hope, his only valuable asset is friendship with Ryan and the grinder relationship with Scott.
Yes. Now, in this particular case, when it comes to a film such as Shakespeare's Shitstorm, talk to us a little bit about it.
Hashtag.
Yes, hashtag. I'm trying to be like all serious and interview credit.
2022. You use hashtags for everything.
Yes. In this case, when it comes to the film hashtag Shakespeare's Shitstorm, talk to us a little bit about it. Explain to us exactly what is a Shakespeare. Is that some kind of a new alcoholic beverage? From Michelob. Michelob, brand new Shakespeare. Now,
actually, it was a presidential slogan of William McKinley.
Okay.
He was a practical joker, and he'd hold his hand. Shakespeare, kick in the rear, or something like that.
Nice.
Big joke. That's why McKinley got assassinated, and we got Theodore Roosevelt. So bad jokes work.
Exactly. And, who knows? Basically, if McKinley wasn't assassinated, maybe he'd be on Mount Rushmore. You don't know.
Very true. Very true. Well, in any event, back to Lloyd Kaufman.
Yes. Lloyd, tell us about Lloyd.
By the way, the tune I played for you, mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lloyd. Sorry. Maybe
Nice spin.
Huh?
Very nice spin on it.
Thank you.
Well, see, we needed a closed captioning on that, like subtitles and everything. But
the music,
congratulations, you got. I mean, there's another. You got Shakespeare shitstorm in the can. You've had so many movies at this point.
Well, here's the thing about hashtag Shakespeare shitstorm. Ryan, may be my last movie, Scott. And,
really?
No.
Well, I don't have another $500,000 for one, and I have not found a script yet that I really feel that I'd be willing to give some serious blowjobs to get the money to make that film. So if you guys find a wonderful, one-of-a-kind script,
you're willing to give your all to the industry, though. I'll give you that.
Well, that does raise a good question, though, because I mean, considering all the work that you have done, whether it be Toxic Avenger, Nuke 'Em High, anything in Troma, and everything outside of Troma, what does it take for a movie to be worth your time?
Well, first of all, I've written 7 books.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, my memoir, goes into a lot of. It's called "All I Need to Know About Filmmaking I Learned from the Toxic Avenger."
Nice.
And the first book that I wrote actually was written by James Gunn, who made a couple of movies recently that have. I can't remember.
I've heard of him.
I think he made a TV show too with some wrestler guy too, or something.
Pacemaker.
Yeah, Pacemaker.
At the hospital.
Yeah, the guy with the thing.
Hey, it started in a hospital. The series.
I'm about to go to a hospital. By the way, Pacemaker. If you look carefully, James is such a nice guy. He put up. I think there's a Blood-Sucking Freaks poster and a Toxie.
Yes.
Or stuff. Death by Temptation. I didn't know they had that stuff.
And technically, you are in that movie universe because you were in the Suicide Squad.
Yes,
you had your cameo.
Very true. That is true.
You're one of the few people who's both in the MCU and the DCU at the same time. Because also you had an appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy too in the jail.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And the Toxic Avenger has been in more, I think, than any other superhuman hero. Right, he's got the TV show. He's got the 4 movies. He's got about 200 items that are out there in circulation. A Broadway musical, the Toxic Avenger musical, which and now a big $1 billion movie being made in Hollywood by Legendary with Peter Dinklage and Kevin Bacon and Taylor Page, all sorts of stuff. I mean, every element, every media, there is Toxie. And I don't know that other superheroes have had every single media. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Only one closest would probably be Spider-Man, but I think your musical probably killed fewer people than his did. So you got that going for you.
And also his jersey, too. So you got to,
Oh, Jersey
represent.
By the way, gentlemen, here's something that we want to do. The fans want to do this, and I think it'd be a lot of
greetings,
fun.
By the way, from Brazil too. We got Brazil loves you.
Oh yeah, well Flavio, who was my son, he is now living in Brazil, and he's Troma's rep in South America, and doing a great job, getting us a lot of free screenings. Isn't that great?
Yeah, awesome. Hell yeah! So
make no money. It's wonderful. But he's working hard. You'll see. I think we're going to see some action in Brazil. Also in Portugal, where we made Mutant Blast. They speak Portuguese in Brazil and Portugal, and we produced a movie in Mutant Blast that terrific. It's in Portuguese with English subtitles, so our fans prefer it that way, and it's great. It's Fernando Alla will be the next James Gunn, I think, or Eli Roth or Trey Parker.
Nice.
Oh, so you're already giving the Lloyd Kaufman boost.
Basically. Exactly.
Putting
pressure on.
Well, here's what we want to boost. There is a hashtag, and I'm sure you know about it, called Oscars Fan Favorite. And apparently the Oscars have put something out where they want the fans to give their favorite movie. Since as beautiful and as fascinating and as exciting and as full of sex and violence as the Power of the Dog was, how incredibly boring it was. I don't think that would be an Oscar fan favorite. So we were suggesting, actually our fans have done it. Our fans started swamping hashtag Oscars fan favorite. You can find it and go there and type in hashtag Shakespeare's shitstorm and see how many times we can. How nice! Wouldn't it be great if the Hollywood snotbags were hashtag Shakespeare's shitstorm? What is that?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna get. I don't think so. Not when you have like
you're not exactly coy, Lloyd. Certainly not.
Yeah, not when you have all the stuff basically involving depression, dark brooding things, violin music, and
well, can you publicize this idea to tell the
oh yes
to go to hashtag Oscars fan favorites. You can look up the real whatever this correct spelling is.
Yeah, we'll put that hashtag along with your hashtag, and it'll all be tagged up.
Yeah, I was going to say Lexington's got he's got the So we got hashtag Shakespeare shitstorm. We got hashtag Hollywood snotbags. We're going to try and make that a thing now too. Comment just came through YouTube.
The thing that I should be fairer about is 99.9% of the people in the mainstream, they are scumbags. But that little tiny sliver, like James Gunn, Eli Roth, Trey and Matt, people who've come out of Troma, and people like John Voight, he's a little crazy, but these are great people. They're wonderful people. They're intelligent. They're thinking. They're not afraid to give their opinion. John Voight sure isn't afraid to give his opinion.
But John Voight farted on me once. So
he's a great guy. He's a good
buddy.
He
farted on me. It stunk.
Dude,
you walk by and just let one go.
In some places.
No, I didn't know that. John Voight farted.
Yeah, he farted on me on the whatever that Showtime show was with Liev Schreiber. I forget. Ray Donovan.
Well, what's her name? She farted a lot. Angelina. She was famous for farting.
Well, I mean, she farted. She gave her blood away to and put them in jars. She did a lot of things.
Anyway, great people. I spent a lot of time with her when she was 12 years old with John, and they both terrific. And he's a little more right wing than you guys are probably, but great people. John Badham, with whom I worked on Saturday Night Fever, a friend, a wonderful person. He loves movies. He's talented. He's everything you want. John G. Avildsen, director of Rocky.
Oh yeah.
Who I knew for 50 years was the best. Decent, fought for his rights, fought for art. Billions of people saw his films. Rocky, Karate Kid. Every movie he did was really good. Not all successful, but terrific. And the movies that Avildsen got fired off of. Saturday Night Fever, the Howard Stern movie. Serpico.
Oh God!
He and I were buddies during all this time.
Well, you had an appearance in Rocky too.
He was an artist. He fought. Good for him. And a perfect guy, very good guy. And Cry Uncle. If you want to have some laughs, see Cry Uncle, the film that John J. Avildsen directed before Rocky, and you'll see Uncle Lloyd in there with playing a stoned hippie. I was the production manager and one of the. I raised a little money for Cry Uncle. So you can see it on Troma now, Ryan. You can see it.
Awesome. That's right. You do have a whole complete network now, don't you?
We do indeed. A wonderful platform. And I hope you could help us out and promote Troma Now.
Absolutely.
It's the future, but now. And your first month is free, Scott and Ryan. And a lot of gay movies, in case you're interested. And
not there's anything wrong.
No. We're partners, but we're not like partners.
Well, my wife may have an argument on that one.
I'm still single, so.
Well, we met on Tinder. On Grindr.
Yeah. Did I swipe left or swipe right with you? I forgot.
It's not with me. Reject. Stamp reject. Anyway, please, fans and you guys, please. Check out, subscribe to Troma Now because it's better than Netflix. And we're the last of the independent studios. And every film on Troma Now, as well as every short, every music video, every Uncle Lloyd's make your own damn movie video lessons, they're all there. and you get the first month absolutely free, and then it's only $4.99 a month, and it's growing. Believe it or not, people, word of mouth. You see, the word of mouth.
Hey, listen, that's the biggest. That's the best advertising.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick between giving my money to Jeff Bezos and Amazon or you and Troma, $5 easily goes to you.
Now we do have a question for you, Lloyd, that came in. Who is the most difficult person you ever had to work with?
Apparently us right now, but
yeah, probably. Oh, no doubt. Yeah. But I mean, not counting today in general and what we're doing before this.
You guys are great. It's too bad you're Jewish, but you're wonderful people.
Hey, nobody's perfect,
Yeah, that Oregon blood.
We try, but we do what we can.
Well, actually, I should be serious because in my lifetime, I don't believe that Jews that we have been under more attack in our country and the world. So I shouldn't be joking, and I apologize to all you dirty Jews out there. I apologize. This is one self-hating Jew who believes that we have to fight. That there's terrible anti-Semitism, and it's ingrained. It's endemic in our newspaper. It's unbelievable what people accept and what they say. Right?
It's human nature, I think, to hate.
So would you say that the most difficult person to answer the question was yourself?
Well, that is very true. I'm a manic depressive, but I think maybe I'm trying to think of who were really difficult people. And I remember we had to do as a favor to, I can't remember who it was. Oh boy, he's a really important independent producer and a great guy. His family owns a toy business, and he produced Oliver Stone and produced Brian De Palma movies.
Okay,
classics.
What the hell you'd know his name? He ought to be getting an Oscar. They ought to give him a Lifetime Achievement Oscar for great independent films. And I'm sure some of his movies have won Oscars. Oh, Christ, what the hell? Pressman.
Okay.
Pressman. I can't remember. At any rate, he asked us to shoot a screen test for, I think he was trying to make a movie of, if I remember correctly, it was a Gilbert and Sullivan show. Pirates of Penzance.
Pirates of Penzance is probably their most famous one, yeah.
I think he was trying to make a movie of that, and he was doing a screen test for Madeline Kahn, and he asked me to shoot it.
Yeah, okay.
And the Troma, we had the Troma team with, my crew, who were like the Three Stooges, and Madeline Kahn was an absolute bitch. She was awful.
Wow.
She was.
Whoa.
I don't think it was us, but whatever it was. And I had to do the screen test pretty tight. And she was mouthing, I hate you and you scumbag and fuck you. All this stuff. I don't think it was me. She didn't know me from Adam. I hope.
Maybe she mistook you for Mel. Who knows? I don't know what it was.
Maybe. But she loved Mel. She might have seen Squeeze play a waitress.
Wow.
I think she was upset with making the screen test or something. I've been lucky. I haven't had any real, we've had the nice thing about, here's a good thing for you film students. If you can, shoot in sequence, because then if you have a hashtag, if you have a blank head, you can get rid of them. You can fire them and or rewrite and kill them off. Or the problem with the Hollywood movies, when you're spending all that money and you are using SAG actors, their deal is if you use an actor on Monday and you don't use him till Friday, you still have to pay them. Sorry, not him or her. You pay them for the intervening days. And
whole days,
And you can imagine what the deals are with big stars, the kind of money. I don't want to say how much Peter Dinklage is getting for Toxic Avenger, but you could make beaucoup de Troma films with what he's getting for about 2 hours. No, that's not true. It's unbelievable. And,
No,
and
I mean, yeah. As long as you're not making Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, he is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I had the problem with that. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
that was the best. That was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, he how courageous of Legendary and Macon Blair, wonderful director, to have Toxie be Peter Dinklage. You know, I couldn't come up with something as crazy as that. That's
I was going to ask you about that because I mean, Toxic Avenger started out, you know, so long ago, and it's just grown into this cult following, and now you have people that are, you know, at that level in basically in the next Toxie movie, and it's got to be in some ways mind blowing to be like, this thing that I did got me this, and I mean, my God, I mean, I had the action figures 30 years ago.
Well,
I love Toxic Crusaders, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's a good. The Toxic Crusaders were a very big hit over there in the Middle East, by the way. If you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, that was my first introduction before I met Toxie or Sriracha in the original movies because I was too young to at the point. But the humor, the writing of that show, it's like even that ongoing joke throughout the entire series is like, you know, the one guy was like, well, what if the Toxic Crusaders happen to come in and ruin everything? And he's like, don't be ridiculous. Every episode.
Yep.
Plus, they had the Lloyd family. Well, you know, Jeff Sass and I wrote some of those ourselves, but the talent who wrote it were people from Laugh-In, all, you know, really good television comedy writers. I don't recall the names, and they're all dead now. But they got it. And the company that did the cartoons, who did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoons, they understood Troma. The guy who was the producer guy was a fan, and he used the Troma humor. It's just he cut out the you know, anal sex and all that stuff. And
it doesn't work well on Fox Kids in the morning, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we were the #1 cartoon on Saturday morning. A movie that nobody would book, that nobody at the Cannes Film Festival would license to distribute in 1983. And look at it now. And that's another lesson for you young filmmakers. Word of mouth. That's the big weapon that we all have. You too, because of you can't buy that. Rupert Murdoch can spend $200 million, or not Rupert Murdoch, Steven Spielberg, $200 million to promote West Side Story. But I'm sorry, you know, you need the word of mouth.
And that went nowhere. That was, I think it's arguably his first ever box office bomb.
Was it a bomb? Was it a flop?
I don't think it hasn't recouped the 200 million. It might not even broken 100 million yet.
I mean, there's still the asterisks of, you know, the COVID era, obviously.
Yeah, but
plus it did play against Spider-Man. So I mean, which one are you going to choose?
West Side Story had all that. Nobody. What this music? What the heck was I thinking? What kind of music was that? It was punk. What was it?
Got to modernize it, but
what was the? Exactly. Yeah, it's such a great show, and I haven't seen the Spielberg thing, but I guarantee you it's a good film.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh,
they filmed it in Jersey over in Patterson.
So.
Would never bash Spielberg over that.
Say that again.
There's others.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan. Say it again.
No, I'm saying I've never bashed Spielberg over West Side Story, even though.
Well, I did bash him for AI when he made AI. I was a little
Jurassic Park 3. I would consider because he was still exec producer of that one too.
Of which one?
Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, I missed that one. But again,
a lot of people did.
You haven't missed much. Believe me on that.
He's incredibly talented, no question about it. No matter what he does, it's worthwhile, even if you hate it.
Another question for you, basically.
It's just interesting and brilliant. What can you say? And he should be. You know, he must be so happy that Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really? You know,
thank his lucky stars.
Yes, Lloyd Kaufman on this fledgling network that basically the website just went live as a soft launch. But question for you in this case, if it came in also, right now, who would you love to cast in this current generation? You know, Scarlett Johansson, Ryan Reynolds, maybe a little Rock. You could have the Rock as Toxie. That would work kind of well.
Well, that's the nice thing. You can go to Toxet. You can go all different directions, thanks to Legendary and Macon Blair and Peter Dinklage. I mean, really, Troma has always been ultra for the underdog and ultra diversified and all that. So this is the fact that Toxie can become diversified. Very cool. But who whom would I like to work with? I'm always I don't really think in terms of stars. Ryan and Scott Church and Ryan and Scott.
Well, see, are you sure? Because remember, I almost killed you once. Literally, remember? Because remember, I was driving you out to New Jersey. We almost had that accident when you were recording me.
I was filming you. I wasn't just
Yeah. So in this case here, I mean, are you sure you still want to try and cast me after we had that accident? I think it was on the FDR, or had that near accident on the FDR.
It's like it was somewhere you went up a one-way. You went up an exit.
Did I?
Yeah, you went.
Oh dear God, it's even worse than I remember.
But you went up an off ramp. You went off a ramp onto a oncoming traffic.
Yeah, cast him, but don't let him do his own stunts.
I think I blocked that one out of my mind.
Where were we going, by the way? We were going to be in a movie that you produced. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I was unit producer, and Brian O'Halloran from Clerks later murdered me. It was a movie called Bloody Slumber Party.
Yes, I was.
That was the one where Larry Rosen had like that 6-minute makeout scene where it was just like one long ass kiss, and then it was, if you remember that at the end of it, it was just.
I remember himself.
What's that?
I remember that I wanted a 6-minute kiss with Larry Rosen. But I don't recall seeing his movie. How was it?
It was okay. I died in it, like mentioned. Brian O'Halloran, Joey D'Onofrio from Goodfellas, Debbie Rochon. There's a few. There's some of the horror people you've worked with before. Susie Lorraine. What's that?
Tell Mr. What's her name again?
Ryan. Oh, Larry. Larry. Yeah.
Larry. Yeah. Ruben.
Yeah. Larry Rosen.
Yeah. One of my best friends. I know him so well. Send me a link. I'd love to see it. Yeah, sure. I'll buy the DVD. Unless he cut me out. He cut me out. Maybe that's why.
Dude, if he cuts you out, then basically we can sue him for that, because I think there's somewhere in the contract that we're going to write up and say that it was actually done back then.
I know people that knows where he lives. That's all that matters.
I know where he lives. I've been to that house.
Gas money yet. We'll get gas, food, and tolls yet.
But I do think it's on Amazon or like Fubo or a few of those also.
Wow.
So, yeah, so he's got it on a couple of different places.
For him, that's great. So
yeah, I'll email you the link. That's fine.
Well, also, if you're talking to him, he might want to submit it to Troma now. I mean, you get a little money and you get more eyeballs, but it's very little money, just so you know.
Well, I do have a couple people that actually. I do have a couple of people that do want to audition for you too. Not just Ryan, for example, but I've gotten a couple in the comments there. It's like me. Robert Leckington just said Robert Leckington. That's all he had on that, because it's all you need to know. But
keep an eye on my Twitter and my Instagram, or my. I'm doing a little bit with Reddit. But I do my own Twitter and my own Instagram. So keep an eye there, and we reach. I'm looking for the script now. I've been yapping all over the Twitter, and if somebody send me a decent script. I'm just too late. I'm just not focused right now. There isn't something that has really, like Shakespeare Shitstorm. The Tempest was my hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm. The Tempest.
Yeah.
The Tempest, as Ryan knows, is my favorite. Sorry, old people drool. It's my favorite. You've noticed that about old people. When they eat, they spit. You don't want to go to a cocktail party when they're. I never eat the hors d'oeuvres at a cocktail party, and I stay away from anybody over 40 who's eating those things on the toothpicks, because they spray all the smelling.
Yeah, you can attend the party. Just stand behind them. Then you're good.
That's true. Anyway, Shakespeare, The Tempest, my favorite Shakespearean play, and I would have shot it when James Gunn was around, but I didn't want to do The Tempest until I was old, so I could really feel in my heart, soul, and brain what Prospero was going, because the play is. As I see it, is all about losing power, and boobies, and also about Big Farmer and.
Well, yeah, that commercial in the beginning was freaking genius. My God, I love that commercial.
Well, that's my daughter Lily Hayes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Wow.
Dude, I remember watching that, thinking, "Oh my God, this is genius."
Yeah, she
shot
it. She did it all. Yeah.
Nice. So, yeah. So tell us a little bit about hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm.
By the way, Lily Hayes, eldest daughter, she has she finished 3 short films called Innards. Very funny. If you want to see them, text me or email me. I'll have her send you links. You
Yeah,
might
I got your cell number somewhere. I think it's on an old phone though. That's my fault.
email me or no,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, you got it. You have
Yeah.
my cell phone.
Now, is she working pretty much in the same kind of work that you've done with like the gore, the blood, the splatter, the vomit, the
she's,
diarrhea? Just really the grossness, the realism of it.
No, she's she. Well, first of all, she's got 2 kids, and she is, so she's got a lot on her plate. And we did a cartoon together that she wrote called "A Very Troma Christmas."
Mhm.
She also wrote and directed our Halloween special called "A Halloween Carol," based on the Dickens Christmas Carol. So we've been working together, and she and another daughter I have are now working on a 10-year project about Troma. It's been going on a long time.
So just like one big like biography about it.
Mhm.
Huge. And our fans contributed to it. 10 years ago, our fans donated money to do a follow-up to the documentary "All the Love You Can."
Mhm.
We all went back to Cannes 10 years later, the same people. And then my daughters fell in love with it, and they're expanding it. Our fans helped pay for the initial filming, and then our daughters have been filming some more, and I think it's going to be very interesting. And Julie and Roger Corman
Okay.
are the executive producers.
Oh, the Cormans.
Nice. Yeah, that classic name's there too.
Well, that's pretty much right up with Lloyd. I mean, when you're talking like B-movie
No,
production,
they're in the pantheon. And again, they're when I talked about the 0.5%, definitely Roger Corman, the best, and Julie, the best. Stan Lee, a Prince, the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Lemmy, another one. Lemmy, the nicest guy. He pretended.
oh yes, the narrator of Romeo and Juliet, right?
He had more parts in our movies than I think he's the most casted person in Troma movies. He and Stan Lee, actually. And Lemmy's last movie was Return to Newcomb High, in which Stan Lee also, I think that may have been his last movie.
Faster Pussycat Kill Kill just came in the comments too. Roger Corman.
The lineage, the legacy.
Oh, wait a minute, that's not Faster.
Troma's in everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Faster Pussycat Kill Kill is somebody else. Like that's the guy with the Vixens, Russ Meyer.
Was that Russ Meyer?
Yeah.
Actually, Russ Meyer's got his own credibility there too. So.
Oh, Russ Meyer's great. Yes, and I didn't know him very well, but my partner Michael Hers was pretty friendly with him, and he seemed like a pretty tough guy. I read the book, the unauthorized book about Russ Meyer.
Yep. Yeah. No, that was I joined the mistake on that one, but okay. So we got to spend a little bit of time here because at this point we've got about 20 minutes left in the show, and I do want to basically hit on the reason that you're here to also basically promote, schmooze us as necessary, whore yourself out as necessary, possibly too, when it comes to the promotion of #Shakespeare Shitstorm.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, dude, you're here to promote this, so we can make you, so you can get bank, you can buy your wife some more cool stuff, tell us a little bit about it.
My wife, she doesn't understand me.
In fact, you had to get him going. Why'd you get him going?
She's one of the producers, 3 producers, Justin Martell, with whom I worked for several years. He was my assistant for several years. Then he produced Return to Newcomb High and Return to Newcomb High. John Brennan, who produced Return to Newcomb. No, he produced #Shakespeare Shitstorm. He was my assistant. And he and Justin are now with Matt Mangiarides, whom I work at Troma. They're Joe Bob Briggs's team. They're the producers.
Oh, Joe Bob, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Joe Bob Briggs, Last Drive-In. They're doing that. But anyway, they produced #Shakespeare Shitstorm with my wife, who was one of the producers. And she did not produce the successful Last Drive-In, but she did produce the very unsuccessful #Shakespeare Shitstorm. She's furious. She says that the title is a big mistake. She says that B, I should have cut things out that people over a certain age will be utterly offended and will get us blackballed everywhere. And she said the script was very good.
Mhm.
The cast was the best I've ever had. The script was probably the best I ever had. Cast was definitely the best I ever had. And I blew it.
So wait, hold on. There were things that she wanted you to take out
Yes,
of a Troma movie? That seems unlikely.
She wanted me to to sort of, and she was right. No question, she was right. But I'm stuck in my way. What are you going to do? She hasn't left me after we're almost 50 years of marriage.
I was just going to say 1974 for you guys, and she's been film commissioner she was film commissioner for a lot of years there too, which also makes it very interesting in some ways.
20 years, and now with the new regimes, they're trying to get her to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to keep producing Troma movies.
Well, you know what? She's got a lot of connections too. So one of the questions,
totally useless. Not only are they useless, they're negative.
One of the questions that did come in: would you ever consider doing a dramatic film?
Pardon?
Would you ever consider doing a dramatic film in the future? A question just came in.
Good question. I would love to do a dramatic film. I would do right now any genre, anything that's one of a kind, that is both entertaining but has something to say. And I'm not interested. I'm very interested in making money, but it doesn't. I don't care if it makes money. If it makes money, wow, that'd be great. Toxic Avenger remake. A lot of the fan people. I don't say fanboys anymore because about 40% of our fan base are women. So fan people.
Yay for that.
They think that. Wait a minute. What was I talking about?
Making a dramatic film.
Oh, yeah. I'd be happy to do anything that's good, that's entertaining, and has, if you see a movie like Poultrygeist or Troma, they all have these sociological themes, which is why our films are still around. Toxic Avenger, environmental superhero. I don't think much has changed in the environment. So, those 4 films are still out there. Same with Class of Newcomb High. And Romeo and Juliet was all about, they all have terra firma. They all have, these subtexts of social satire or political satire. So as long as it's got some kind of a theme to it that, it could be about love. It could be about, we're big on underdogs. We're big on saving animals and saving the world. Well, obviously saving the world. So if anybody out there, I'm happy to do. In fact, this is an exclusive for Ryan and Scott. But currently I am writing with a very talented young man, Martin Murray, and we are developing a script that hopefully I'll direct if I live long enough. I can get money for money-losing movies. So I can get 300,000 or 400,000. It was not too much difficulty. And then some of our fans.
It's not easy.
It's nothing, Scott. Come on.
My wife has some rich friends, and they're there to make art. They know they're going to lose their money. So we can scrape together a maximum $500,000, maybe less.
Let me check my wallet.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm willing to do a script about. So the script I'm working on now is I've been revisiting Crime and Punishment.
Okay.
And
all right.
I think that mixing in a script that Gabe Friedman and Sam, the guy who edits Maxim magazine, they wrote a script kind of based on me, hilarious. But I thought if I mix that up with Crime and Punishment, and we're doing it, it's going to be great. It's going to open like Hollywood Boulevard with a dead man telling the story. And I think it's going to be great, but it's going to take a while to write. So meanwhile, if there's somebody out there with, it can be dark as hell, dramatic as hell. I would like nothing better than not to have 2,000 people at 300 zombie Indian chickens. I'd love to do an Edward Albee type play or whatever, I enjoy comedy, but I'm perfectly happy to do the darkest.
Well, I did have a question regarding one of Troma's, I guess, lesser known icons. And I've really loved this character's work, and I would love to see more of him, and especially with the overseas market being as important now as it ever has been. What are the chances of us ever seeing more Sergeant Kabuki Men?
I wondered if you're going to go that direction.
Good thought, a brilliant thought. By the way, speaking of overseas, there is a website called Open Seas on which you can find some invaluable, priceless Troma NFGs.
Really?
No.
People are paying.
Troma has its own NFTs now.
You won't believe this.
You're kidding. You have NFT. Oh my Jesus.
You can't imagine. And people are paying $300,000 for a Bored Ape. We got Toxie NFTs. We got Uncle Lloydie NFTs. We got Troma NFTs. We got, and in fact, we have the first NFT. If you buy the NFT, you get to own my first movie, my first theatrical movie, Battle of Love's Return.
Wow.
If you buy the NFT, you will own that movie. It's your ticket to owning a movie in which Oliver Stone appears.
That's true.
Debut, and Lynn Lowry and a bunch of Warhol people, and my first, and I'm the star.
That's insane.
Nice. I did have a question I want to ask in this case. When it came to the scripts themselves, I'm not kicking you off. I just wanted to get the email. What email can they send you scripts to?
I think it's best to contact me on Twitter, and then I'll put them in touch with.
We don't want to necessarily put his information out there.
Hold it.
I didn't know if there was like a general email or like, send me scripts and possibly money, PayPal.
The other thing is send hard copy to me, Lloyd Kaufman, Troma Building, 36-40, 11th Street, 11th Street, Long Island City, New York, 11106. 11106.
Did you get all that?
Yes. Troma Building, 31-40, 11th Street, Long Island City, or Queens.
36-40, 11th Street, Long Island City, Queens.
Brilliant.
And I prefer hard copies. It's hard for me to, being a very old person, it's hard to read stuff online. I don't know whether you know that, but both my
read anything now.
both the commissioner and I tend to. You see, look at this. By the way, another exclusive for from the Set podcast. Lloyd Kaufman does not have AIDS. Oh, no, I do have AIDS. Lloyd Kaufman.
No, they're called assistants. Right.
We do not have COVID. I do not have COVID. All right. Now, you see here, look at this. This is what the commissioner and I read just about every day. It's a hard copy of a elitist newspaper. Which
better that than the Post. I'm just saying.
I hate it. Yeah, the New York Post is so much better. The commissioner insists on the New York Times.
Nice. Well, it's upscale. It's quality,
You can't fight City Hall.
I don't know. I read Cracked, so because the amount of trivia you pick up on Cracked.
Well, the younger people get their news from the phone. I can't read that small stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know where my phone is.
You want me to call the phone real quick? No.
Oh yeah, do that.
I think I left my phone in Gristedes. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
But Shakespeare. No, it's okay. Shakespeare Shitstorm. Let's promote the snot out of that for the last 10 minutes here.
It's a really, I don't mean to brag, but it's a really.
No, dude, please brag.
If you can get over the raunchy stuff and get over some of the very how shall I say it, cancellating substance.
Cancellating.
My wife is just certain I'm going to be canceled from the entire planet. But it's. I think the Troma fans are going to love it. I think it's right on you guys on the wavelength. And in fact, Scott and Ryan, if you email me, I'll send you the link. You can maybe review it. Right? Review it. Even if
you sent it to us, by the way. Thank you for that. That's awesome.
Yeah, no. I mean, when it comes to movie reviews, they've usually gone to me, unfortunately, because I'm the only one brave enough to go to the theater.
Yeah.
So I will glowingly go ahead and check this out, and I will be honest. That's the one thing you can count for me. I would be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did we send the link?
Rocco sent it, yeah.
Was it hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm?
Yes, it was.
because Rocco's kind of a jokester. He might have put Debbie Does
That's
Dallas.
the other thing he sent then. Okay, yeah, I don't know why.
What?
Okay, yeah, I'll have to ask him about that one. That other thing.
Keeping things from me. Always keeping things from me.
But yeah,
He
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Taboo 33 to the Sundance Film Festival and said it was hashtag Shakespeare shitstorm.
Yeah, I don't think Sundance is going to take it. But I mean, honestly, here's the thing.
Taboo 33 got in.
Did it really?
Hashtag Shakespeare shitstorm didn't get in, but apparently hashtag Ask Rocco, I think it got in.
Well, I'm sure something like Bizarre AC would take that. You know,
Sundance would take it. I think they did take it. Ask Rocco. I think Sundance took Taboo 33.
wow.
By the way, I don't think there's too many movies that have 33 iterations.
Probably not.
Taboo, I think, has 34 iterations. You know, Toxic Avengers got 4 iterations.
Yes.
A movie that nobody's ever heard of, right? A movie that the Variety and Hollywood Reporter and the New York Times won't even review.
Well, it's just, well, that's because it's beneath them, kind of. You know.
A Broadway song and dance fest. Stephen Sondheim and the New York Times ignores it. Right? And 50 years of Uncle Lloyd. 50 years hiring people. Right? I've been paying payroll taxes with my partner Michael Hers. 50 years. We own real estate. We pay real estate taxes in New York. What more do they want? Right? They don't even review our films.
It's the violins. It's the drama. It's the drama. I can't even say the word dramatic. There we go. They want the drama. They want the dark, the brooding. You know,
the gravitas. Always the gravitas.
Yeah.
You know, but
the Museum of the Moving Image. You know that, Scott. You like that. The Museum of the Moving Image is going to premiere hashtag Shakespeare shitstorm.
Nice.
March 8th in the museum. And by the way, we shot most of the film in Astoria, Queens, which is where the museum is. So it's kind of an interesting. It'll be a great evening. It's terrific.
Nice.
And then the Village Cinema, or Cinema Village, as we like to call it, the Cinema Village will open the same night, but at 11 o'clock. And then it's there for a week only, unless it's a big success, in which case we hope to be held over. And I think with all the publicity Scott will be doing on Grindr, and Ryan will be doing on the Christian 700 Club.
And Farmers Only, yes.
I think we got it, right?
Yeah. I got my. Well, see, I think you have your thing with Joel Osteen coming up, right? And what Susan Meyer or whatever her name is. So.
Well, I'm trying to get
right after I review The Eyes of Tammy Faye for them, of course.
There you go.
But we got that Tammy Faye movie is great. It's a wonderful.
Oh yeah, no, the transformation is ridiculous.
It's terrific, right? Yeah. And
yeah,
go on.
No, I was gonna say we got about 5 minutes left.
So do we really?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, dude, we're 750 right.
No.
We're 750. So if people want to get in touch with you, you said Twitter is probably the best way. That's
at Lloyd Kaufman Twitter, at Lloyd Kaufman, LLOYD KAUFMAN. I do all that myself. If I don't respond, be persistent. And then LloydKaufman.com, my fan site, they send me the messages. And then you can contact TromaDirect.com and buy lots of merchandise. Troma Direct.
Including is there Toxic Crusader stuff too?
Yes. Oh my God.
Nice.
There's new action figures, but you don't need to go to TromaDirect.com. Walmart has this big Mego Toxie and then 7-Eleven and 7 something else, and the Toxie's been reborn. It's pretty exciting, and it's thanks to you guys. It's thanks to from the set from the movie set. And Fangoria and Suicide Girls and
all the people at the conventions
that we're here. It's unbelievable. You know, and Joe Bob Briggs has shown a bunch of our movies. And thank you, Joe Bob. And
one more
actually,
question.
it's funny that you bring up merchandise. I am really curious. Considering we are going to be getting a new Toxic Avenger movie.
Wait a minute. Are you Curious Yellow by any chance?
No. But
That's a movie. Ryan knows what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah,
Ryan
that's why I was
watches
like, little bit. How
Curious
much different looking is Toxie going to be in the new movie versus the kind of look we've always known? Because I mean, even buying a Toxie mask is just iconic in itself. Am I gonna have to get a new mask, or is the same one still gonna be good?
Well, I signed an NDA. I don't know what that means.
I
All I
tried.
can tell you is there has never been a better script. The script that Macon Blair wrote for the Toxic Avenger reimagining is better than the original. It's very good. It's really good.
Nice.
Ooh.
I think the fans are going to love it. I think there's enough real Troma spirit and image and R rating for the fans, and I think it's going to open up a more mainstream world. You know, it's been 35 years. I think society has progressed to be on kind of the Troma wavelength. So who knows?
Nice.
Well, then I will be going to the premiere with mask on. I will buy a mop from Dollar Tree if I have to.
Nice.
The tutu I can't promise because my waistline.
I'll wear the tutu. I don't care.
Well, I forgot. We're in New Jersey. Why don't we find a theater and let's do a hashtag Shakespeare, and you guys do a Q&A. I'll come out there. We'll have a great evening.
We'll turn some town into Troma for a night.
I was going to say, I'll talk to you guys off air. We got to wrap this up. Unfortunately, they got the commercials and the whole thing that actually sort of pays us money.
Kevin Smith, who I've been in that comic book show. I've done signings at his comic book store, Tromaville, New Jersey. Why don't we try to? Maybe there's some theater you guys like and who like you.
I literally have that in mind.
The show, you curate the show.
So. Yeah, I literally have
one
that
last
in mind.
comment before we have to sign off.
Yeah, last comment. Love you, Uncle Lloyd. Basically, looking forward to a full length documentary in Shakespeare Shitstorm. Basically, play me out.
And now the dulcet tones with the Lloyd Kaufman. We now end our broadcasting day, and we hope that you have fully enjoyed your experience here tonight. From all of us to all of you, stay well, America, and good night.
This land was made for you and me.
For you and me. Have a great day. Stay awesome.
Millionaire class, not for the